All right, Alex, welcome to the Nova University podcast. Can you introduce yourself to the people that are listening in right now?
Hello, I'm Alex from Serbia. I'm Instagram growth coach. I have over 200,000 followers, helped thousands of people grow their brand on Instagram. But importantly, without the fancy stuff, I help people earn money by doing something that they love and that they can present on social media and earn money from something that most people waste their time. They just scroll randomly, scroll mindlessly. I help them turn that into income. That's basically what I do.
Nice, nice. So, what kind of got you started in marketing and Instagram?
Well, basically, the first thing that I started doing was copywriting. Online copywriting works like essays, then copywriting for websites and so on. So that's the first thing that I did. And I figured out that that really isn't a sustainable way, to earn money. And at the time, the main buzz in the industry was affiliate marketing. And I figured out, okay, affiliate marketing is great, and everyone is making it like, you just get the product, you just post some reels, and you earn money, and it's simple as that. And then when you actually start doing something like that, you actually figure out that it's way harder than that, and that there's a lot of moving parts behind selling stuff. And actually, selling and marketing got me interested, and I was thinking, okay, great. So there's a lot that I can learn. Why don't I just document my journey, learn stuff along the way, and then just document everything, share everything that I know, and in general, like everything that I share on my Instagram is literally what I do. So I don't have really any secrets. Like it is what it is. It's hard, it's not easy, but personal branding and branding in general, building a brand on social media is something that doesn't pay off immediately, but when it pays off huge. And
No,
it can be something that will literally build your legacy, something that will bring you unlimited leads, unlimited resources, and you can always try again, of course, as long as you don't make some kind of huge mistake, but that's pretty rare if you follow the guidelines. And yeah, I think that's a huge chance for literally anyone. And trust me, like I couldn't have imagined myself doing something like this, being on calls like this daily, filming myself content. But you can learn anything as long as you're persistent.
and what kind of main mistakes can people make while doing the Instagram marketing and getting their Instagram up?
Well, one of them, like, there's some pretty huge mistakes that you can make. For example, buying bots to do for followers or engagement or whatever it is with bots. That's absolutely a no-no. Simply because even if you have 100,000 followers, but they are all bots, like what's good in that? Like you can't sell anything. You wasted your account. Now you have 100,000 followers. You have like 5 likes on each post. Instagram algorithm sees that you pretty much ruin that account, and you can start from the scratch. So stuff like that, buying followers engagement, definitely not something that anyone should do. Then there are some of, as I would say, more forgiving mistakes. A lot of people start marketing on Instagram and expect fast results just with anything, in life. It seems like all of the creators got there like really quickly, like they got viral overnight, they built a huge following overnight. But in fact, it takes a lot of time and a lot of persistence in making content, posting content, a lot of the time posting bad content, testing out different stuff until you figure out that one piece of content that really works for you, and then you're building a whole style, around that piece of content. And you know, uh, what I say to people is always try to be satisfied with small wins, and try to measure everything in percentages. So, for example, you maybe got like 200 views. That's not really a lot, but maybe your last reel got 50 views. That's like 400% increase. You should be happy. You should see what did you do to get that increase. Because if you look at my account, for example, imagine I get 50,000 views on a reel, and then one reel gets 200,000 views. That's proportional, 400% increase. Like, I think that would be absolutely crazy for me. I would need to figure out what did I do to achieve that. So be satisfied with small results. Try to stick for the long term, play the long game, and then like step by step, always try to make your content better and better and better. And along the way, as you learn stuff, you will eventually get more views, go viral. And another thing that a lot of people think is like mandatory is actually going viral, that you need to go viral in order to I don't know, build a brand. That's absolutely not the case. Most of your posts won't go viral, won't go even near some some high number of views. But the consistent posting, for example, imagine you post one reel for 365 days. Even if you have 1,000 views on every reel, that's 365,000 people who will see your account. Maybe not a lot, all of them will be different people, but there's a lot of views there. So yeah, don't get hooked up into virality. Like it's a nice thing. I like to think about it like it's good. Yeah, okay, one of my posts is blowing up. How can I use that for my business? But in 99% of times, you will be operating in an environment which is not like that, which is not blowing up. You're not getting views, but there's still a lot of ways that you can grab people's attention, and that you can actually sell something, and that's what you should aim for, definitely.
Gotcha. And is it for those that are starting off well, not starting off, but they have an account and they're like, hey, I want to gain more followers. I want to like post my content. Would it be, and they never uploaded videos and they have an account where it's literally just like their family photos and whatever. Um, is it better to start uploading reels, or like how would one go about of like getting their content up and having people actually like follow, watch, and like their stuff?
Well, honestly, in most cases, I would recommend starting a new account if
Mhm.
you already have like a lot of friends and family on your private account, simply because a lot of those people aren't actually interested in what you're going to do professionally.
Gotcha.
So that will also, make your algorithm fresh on the account. That means that algorithm will give more chances to your content, simply because you don't have um, a lot of followers or any followers at all. Now that is also good, and it's also bad, because like algorithm can guess, badly, and you can get like 10,000 views of people that are not interested in what you do. But it's all part of the process. So definitely number one thing, start a new account. Then the next thing is decide on what you want to pursue. So what niche, and be completely clear with it. Don't be in two, three, five niches at once, because it will only confuse people. Pick one niche, and then make your profile as professional as possible. So make a clear profile picture with your face, with branded background, with simple bio and name that explains what you do, has enough keywords that are related to what you do. Of course, some highlights that match the branding of the photo, and of course, the branding of the content. Now, regarding the branding, it doesn't really need to be something too complex. Like what I usually recommend, just pick two colors which you like for yourself, whatever it is. Like you can get some inspiration online, and stick to using those two colors. Sporadically introducing black and white, because those are neutral colors. But other than that, just pick two colors, stick to it. It will make your profile look much more aesthetic and branded. And all of that will make your profile really, really look professional, despite the low number of followers that you have currently. And that's really, really powerful, because it makes people more likely to actually follow you after watching your content. That's one thing. The second thing is, you can actually start selling stuff earlier on, simply because you look more professional. So uh, like a lot of people think that if you have 100,000 followers, you will sell like crazy and so on. Trust me, I've seen so many accounts which have 100,000 followers and can turn $1,000 per month simply because they don't have, firstly, the professional approach. And the second thing is like reach marketing and all of that. That's only part of the stuff. You need to have systems in place in the back end. You need to have offers that are really good. You need to have good explanations of the offers, good systems, uh, good execution systems that will execute those offers and give your clients the desired results. Because at the end of the day, marketing is, of course, really, really important. But if your offers suck, those clients that you get will get like come to you one time and they will give up, because you can't get them the results. So definitely something like to consider is professional approach, and of course focus on the back end. Really try to polish the offers. Really try to see what will be the desire of your potential client and try to make your offer around that.
Okay. And for someone like that is starting out, what kind of tools and like things should they have in general, so they can compete with everybody else that's doing this?
Well, if you're going more for photo oriented approach, like Canva free version is absolutely good to go. Like you don't need much like much more like I don't know, like Photoshop or something like that. For some simple design, Canva is probably even better because it's simpler to use. So definitely Canva for designs. For video editing, CapCut is also free software, does the job really, really well, simple to use. That's something that they can definitely, you know, use those two tools. Then for the filming of the content, honestly, your phone can do just as good a job as anything else. Especially if you don't have like $1,000 to, put down on camera. Phone can really, really be good. If you have like $100 spare to invest on something, the best possible investment for yourself would be purchasing some kind of light source, so either a ring light or whatever light source, doesn't really matter. Just make it direct light source that would be of like some warmer quality if possible. And the second thing is microphone. Even a simple microphone can really, really, really make a huge difference in your content, so it doesn't sound like noisy and unprofessional. So I would definitely invest in those two if I was at the beginning. And regarding some other tools, like ChatGPT can be good, like, but I honestly prefer to do my own content research. And that literally means go on Instagram, find reels that are from your niche and that are performing really, really well, write them down and analyze them like in depth, see what's the length, what's the hook, what's the information, what's the caption. Every little detail can matter, and then try to apply that to your content. And as you do more and more of that, you will start to get feel for content creation, and you will see the templates that are actually emerging from that, the patterns, and you can easily introduce it into your content. And then it's just a numbers game. Like you just need to test out, test out, test out, test out, test out new stuff, new stuff, new stuff. And then when you figure out what's working, you stick to that, you replicate it, as they say, you milk it all the way that you can.
Gotcha. And do you ever like, some people they might have this idea like, hey, they're running out of ideas to upload. Is that ever a case, or would you what would you recommend for those that?
Well, yeah, you can like a lot of times you will actually run out of ideas, because in any niche that you are actually, there's limited like amount of information that you can tell people. Like there's really not like some topics are evergreen, and the only thing that you can do is repeat yourself, but in different ways. You can always try different hooks. You can always try the different point of views for one simple information. And like always, as I said, when you don't have content ideas, it's always good to just go 15 minutes on reels, scroll down, see what you will find, and a lot of the times you will see content ideas that you can somehow apply for yourself. So that's something that I recommend. That doesn't mean that you should steal content from other people, but you should try to learn from it and then approach it from your own angle and your own way of speaking and your own attitude, and that will make enough of a difference. And what's something that I always recommend is also try to be 1% better. So if someone is doing something, let's say 5 tips to achieve this and this, you try to give 6 tips in the same time, like in the same amount of time. And that's already better than your competition. You just need to figure out how to, package it so it's nicely done in one reel and it's not overwhelming, for example.
Nice. Yeah. And like what kind of causes a lot of people to like quit like early or just like they're like kind of unmotivated afterwards?
Well, the thing that gets them to quit is firstly that it's, especially if you're starting without any guidance, like it can take time to see any results at all. And you're like, even though there's a lot of free resources on the internet, nothing beats the knowledge, beats the practical information that you will get by experimenting with different stuff. The thing is that I always tell to people, if you're starting out, give it 6 months, don't expect anything, like just post as good content as possible. But a lot of people don't have the patience to do it 6 months. A lot of people do it for 1 month, 2 months, and they get burned out that they're not getting the results, even though they are not listening to what I'm saying. Like, you've been posting for 1 month and you're posting only one type of content, and you're expecting different results. Like, it's not gonna happen. Like, if it didn't happen once, then you posted it 10 times again and it didn't work, stop posting that type of content, go for something else. But people don't have patience to test out different stuff. They just think that they can do something on repeat and it will work out at a certain point. In fact, yeah, it's a numbers game, yes, but it's also a knowledge game. You need to research, you need to do constructive, like research that will bring you information on how to make content and what topics work in order to get some results. So it's probably that, people are not patient enough, and on the other hand, when they're patient, they're not willing to experiment. Like, they're not willing to go out of their comfort zone to try out new stuff. And even the ones that, stay around for the long time, if they are not testing out new stuff, they will still be stuck. Like, you really need to, like, like, try out completely different types of content just to see how it will work. Like, one idea can be said 100 different ways. It's not about the idea, it's about how you say it, how you portray it, what's the medium of, of the transfer of information. Is it photos? Is it slides? Or is it a video? Like, a lot of stuff can change just from that, and like, that's the two most common things. Like, those that pass the 6 months mark without getting burned out usually succeed at a certain point. Like, even
Yeah.
if they don't succeed in the first 6 months, but most people give up after 1 to 3 months. That's
Okay.
the thing.
And do you think people that are starting out like do they need I guess how I see is like what kind of like skill set do they need in the beginning? Do they need editing skills? Do they need
Well, they don't actually need anything, especially because on YouTube you can find tutorials for everything,
mhm,
like even video editing, design. And even if you don't want YouTube videos, the software for that is pretty simple. The skill set is not really something that's required. What's required is persistence, organizational skills. So you should always try to think upfront. So if you're making content and you are thinking, oh man, I don't have anything to post today, you already made a mistake. Like, you shouldn't be thinking for today, you should be thinking for tomorrow, for next week, for next month. And to make content in that time frame for next month, next week, instead of like only making content daily. And like organizational skills are definitely something that can make a difference. And as I said, persistence, and of course that adaptability, the ability to change shapes, change forms, try out different stuff as fast as possible. The faster that you can try out different stuff, the faster you will beat your competition, because it just gets to that. Who can test out different stuff faster? And not only faster like with the amount of content, but who can test out different stuff by implementing like strategic, cross posting same pieces of content but with different hooks and so on. Like testing. It's all about strategy. It's not mindlessly posting one type of stuff and hoping that it will work at a certain time. Like it's not like that.
Okay. And is there like any mistakes that you made while you were doing all this as well? Like you were trying to help people get
Well,
to their Instagram level?
yeah, of course. Like me personally, I made a lot of mistakes, especially at the beginning. You make a lot of bad content. You make a lot of bad decisions regarding engagement. For example, I never bought any followers, although like never bought engagement, never did something like that. But for example, when I started out, a lot of people were telling me, "Why did you just follow everyone and then unfollow them?" Like follow unfollow method, which is really bad because when you unfollow those people, they will unfollow you anyways. So it doesn't really make any sense, to do it in the first place. It's just wasting time. And as I said, a lot of bad content. But that's the deal. You need to push out bad content in order to learn how to make good content. That's the deal. Like, and yeah, it takes time to figure out that stuff. But yeah, once you figure it out, one underrated thing is engaging with other people. So it's something that like people completely miss. I mean, it's social media, so it should be social,
Yeah.
Like what I say usually is try to find 20 to 30 people that are from your niche. Try to make connections with them. Like try to talk to them, see how they think, propose some kind of collaboration. And then in 1 to 2 months, you will have an army of 100 plus, 200 plus people who are your friends, who are in your niche, who are following your content, who are liking your content, and that initial base of people will actually push your content further. Like that's such an underrated thing. Like people miss it by far, but it's completely true.
No, I agree with you. Yeah, a lot of people they kind of forget the people aspects of actually having a social media account. Uh,
Yeah,
and have had this like does this like does Instagram deal with like TikTok at all? Like, do you get involved with TikTok?
Yeah, well, I repost some content on TikTok. I'm not really currently serious like on any other social media. Like, yeah, I'm trying out some stuff there, but honestly, from my point of view, I'm still growing on Instagram. I still haven't used all of the resources that I have there. Dedicating resources for another platform and changing a lot of stuff for another platform would really be some like currently unnecessary. Like I can still make better content on Instagram and get more views and everything else than to just spread my attention to other platforms and then maybe risk losing what I have here. It doesn't make sense until you really figure out, okay, this is the end. So I've done everything that I can do here. Now I can expand on other platforms, make a broader influence. Of course, like I have a website, I have SEO, and a lot of stuff. I'm still active on a lot of places, but Instagram is definitely my main focus for now.
Gotcha, gotcha. And does this also involve with Facebook as well, or is it just you're just sticking with just Instagram?
Yeah, I don't actually do Facebook like too much currently. Like, yeah, some stuff is posted there, but Facebook is a completely different story because Facebook doesn't actually have, I mean, they have Reels now, but like until recently, they didn't have really organic growth. You really couldn't really grow your following organically. Now there are reels there. I heard that Facebook reels can really pop off, but can't speak from experience. Haven't tried it yet.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay. We can move on to the ending questions here right now, Alex.
Yeah,
So, what is a
yeah.
quote that you live by?
Oh damn! Like let me think about it. Like, does it need to be like a famous quote, or
No, it
I
doesn't
can
have to
tell
be.
you like
Like,
something? Well, one like sentence that always like uh, s- sticks to my mind is like persistence, effort, uh, persistence and effort always pay off. Like even though it doesn't look right now like it's something that will pay off, especially if you're struggling, if you're in the process of making something happen, it usually doesn't look like it will pay off ever. But you need to keep in mind that at the end of the day, the world is fair, and persistence and effort, constructive effort and persistence always pay off. So you should never forget that.
yeah, that's a good one. And if you can go back in time and tell your 18-year-old something, what would it be?
Start Instagram earlier. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I was just like always thinking that that's not something that I can do. I didn't see myself as content creator. But the fact is, anyone can do content creation. It's a skill just as anything else. And I honestly think, like, if you didn't start like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, the best, like, next time that you should start is now. If you don't start now, like, it will only become harder. So if you're interested in doing something like that, I sincerely, just wing it, like go for it. Don't overthink it. Like just start posting some stuff and see where that gets you.
I agree. I agree. And is there a question you would like to ask your future self?
Well, I don't know if I had like, for example, 1 million followers, 2 million followers, or I spread to other platforms, and everything goes well, I would ask myself, how the hell do you manage all of that? Yeah, that's something that I would ask my future self.
Nice. And what
Yeah.
books would you recommend for people that are getting started?
Well, you mean books regarding marketing or in general, like some good books that I
In
would
general,
recommend
some good
reading?
books and some resources for marketing as well, if you don't mind.
Well, for books, definitely Jordan Peterson, 12 Rules for Life. Like that's something that absolutely must read. Then there's Sun Tzu, The Art of War.
Yeah.
That's also a good book. Then like Rich Dad Poor Dad is also a good book. For marketing resources, there's a lot of stuff, but I prefer courses. So, for example, at acquisition.com from Alex Hormozy, you have some crazy, crazy good marketing courses which are like ridiculously good. Like he has books also, but especially for marketing, he has courses which are absolutely mind blowing. And if you're looking to start learning something, it's completely free. You should try. Like if you look at it, for example, you could say he's my competitor, but he has amazing value. Like I recommend it to like anyone. So yeah, it's really really good. I recommend you check that out if you're going to start doing.
Nice. Um, and is there any way people can reach out to you and how they can give value back to you?
Yeah, well, I'm pretty active on Instagram. I have an AI assistant on Instagram which will respond, but there's an option to contact me as a human, so you can always pick that. I also have an email address on my Instagram account which you can reach out to. I have some options for booking calls. I have free ebooks which you can download, get some free stuff there. So yeah, you can definitely just check out my Instagram. You can contact me on a lot of places after that.
Okay, no problem. And again, Alex, thanks for hopping on to the Nova University podcast. And do you have any questions for us in general?
Yeah, not really right now. Thank you for having me. Like I always like to speak on these podcasts, on interviews, and so on, because my only deal with that is trying to share something that I learned,
Yeah.
share the knowledge for free. I don't really have any hidden intentions behind that, and hopefully this will be useful to someone.
Yeah. I always think about the Kobe Bryant thought of it like, hey, you do everything the way you do just because there's always someone that's always watching you that can like they saved up their birthday money or whatever just to watch one game of yours. So watch
Yeah,
someone listen to your
yeah,
content and it helps them out is a great ordeal. And again, thanks for
yeah,
hopping.
exactly. Thank you too for having me. It was really an honor.
Thank you. Bye.